Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today's video going to be a wee preview of tomorrow evening's vital Champions League game against Young Boys Berne, the 7th of the 8th in this year's Champions League initial phase. A game, if Celtic do win, would practically guarantee a place in the 9 to 24 bracket and a place in the knockout stage of the Champions League for the first time in absolutely ages. And it could well be, with there being 8 games taking place on Tuesday evening and 2 games kicking off early tomorrow evening on Wednesday evening, that when Celtic kick off against Young Boys Berne at 8 o'clock, they'll know that a win will guarantee them the 12 points and into the knockout phase with 1 game to spare. As I was saying just a wee minute ago, the game against Young Boys Berne kicks off at 8 o'clock, games at Celtic Park, and the game will be covered live on TNT Sports Channel 3. In today's video, we're just going to have a wee look at the predicted lineup, some stats, and my own prediction regarding the score for tomorrow evening's game. I've had a good look at the sports sites, Celtic sites, and football sites all day, and there has been absolutely no progress or new news or new rumours or gossip on any players coming into Celtic or leaving Celtic, and so still waiting for confirmation of what is going to happen with the Kieran Tierney deal, what players, if any, are going to come in for Celtic in the next couple of weeks before the transfer window shuts in 13 days' time, and also with regards to any players going to be leaving on transfers or loans in those 13 days that are left in the window. And so the news on the transfers and loans and new contracts is there is no news. So moving on to my predicted lineup for tomorrow's game against Young Boys Berne, I think Celtic are going to go out same again as they did against Kilmarnock at the weekend in the Cup, a game that we won by 2-1, but could easily have been 6-7, 8-1 had we taken our chances. So in goals is going to be Kasper Schmeichel, right back Alsa Johnson, the 2 central defenders, Cameron Carter-Vickers on the right, Austin Trusty on the left. I think he's going to go for Greg Taylor at left back, although I personally, in this circumstance, would go for Liam Scales, just a wee bit of greater defensive solidity without really losing very much in terms of ability to move into midfield or even into the final third. In his brief appearance at Celtic Park against Kilmarnock a few days ago, I thought Scales actually had a very good 10-15 minutes at the end of the game. Good in defence, got the ball out of defence better than he does when he's centrally, and moved into midfield, the final third, to get in a pass cross into the box, and also appeared in the box himself, helping set up the goal that was disallowed for Dyson Maida. However, I'm pretty sure Rodgers will go with Taylor, and hopefully there's not an awful lot of defending to do down his side of the pitch, which frees him up to do what he's best at, which is working in midfield and the final third. In midfield, I think it's going to be Engels, McGregor, and Hatate. I think that's the best 3 to start the game off. Allows us some ball winning, some creativity, some threat on goal, and both Engels and Hatate can get themselves into the box, especially Engels. McGregor, good at long distance shooting, good at linking the play, breaking up the play, and I think that gives us the best of all the aspects of midfield. Out wide on the right, Nicholas Kuhn, out wide on the left, Dyson Maida, and through the middle will be Kyogo. Doesn't mean we have a few players to come off the bench if required. Paolo Bernardo, Luke McCowan, Adam Ida, maybe even Yang if we're needing a bit of extra pace to replace Maida or Kuhn, gives us a wee bit of defensive backup as well on the bench. Players like Ralston and Scales and Valley. And also, I suspect on the bench might well be Louise Palmer. So Celtic will really only have one recognised striker on the bench unless Rodgers promotes someone from the Academy B team. Looking at the stats for tomorrow evening's game, Celtic have played Young Boys Berne twice before. Last time we played them was in September 1993 when we beat them 1-0 at Celtic Park to go through that tie on aggregate in the UEFA Cup. And the goal was an own goal that evening. Looking at Young Boy Berne's record of playing European games in Scotland, they have one draw, which was against Rangers, and 2 defeats over their whole period playing in European football in Scotland. Young Boys Berne are actually on to their 3rd manager of the season. They are currently languishing in 9th place of 12 in the top Swiss league, and at the weekend they drew their game 0-0, which was a return to football after 5-week winter shutdown break, and so they're just getting themselves actually back into form, and so maybe a good time for Celtic to be playing them. Looking at Young Boys Berne's Champions League record this season, they've got the worst defensive record in this year's Champions League, having conceded 22 goals in 6 games. Their goalkeeper, Van Bourlemouche, has the 3rd worst record as a goalkeeper in the history of the whole Champions League, so stretching right back through all the decades. And he concedes 1 goal every 33 minutes of his Champions League time this year. One other nice, wee, interesting stat that I spotted when I was going through all the stats, Austin Trusty is number 2 in this year's Champions League for passing accuracy, and I think that reinforces the importance of him in our defence, not just defensively, but for his ability to get the ball out accurately from defence, even under pressure, and for him to be number 2 in the whole of the Champions League with the quality of players being as high as it is in all the other teams. I think that's quite a remarkable positive stats for one of Celtic's squad. Finally, for this wee video, going to be my prediction for tomorrow. I think Celtic are going to win 3-0, which should put them through into that next phase, the knockout phase. And as I was saying right at the start, with there being 8 games on Tuesday evening and 2 games kicking off at 5:45 p.m, it could well be that when it comes round to 8 o'clock kickoff at Celtic Park, Celtic know 3 points will definitely guarantee them that position in the knockout phase, which would be a great reward for Brendan Rodgers, the players, and all us Celtic fans. That finishes things off for today. Just a wee polite suggestion, encouragement. If you are new to the channel, not yet subscribed, please do click that subscriber button. Even 1 or 2 new subscribers every day does make me so happy. If you have friends, family who might be interested in the channel, please pass on the details to see if they want to subscribe as well. Do click that like button if you like the video. It does help spread the channel and spread Celtic to more and more YouTube viewers. And finally, do use the comment section for your own thoughts regarding the team, predicted score, and any other Celtic team issues at the moment. And so until the next video, which will be a post-match review of the Young Boys Berne game first thing on Thursday morning, goodbye, good luck Celtic, and hail, hail.